Hey all, I'm about to tell you the story about how we found out we were pregnant. Why? Because it's a crazy story to me and I really want to share it. And if you don't want to hear it, please scroll away. Picture it. March 2025. It's a beautiful day. My husband and I are sitting outside because we're about to decide if we are going to, in fact, try and have a child or if we're going to, in fact, get another IUD put in. Why are we having this conversation right now? Well, in 1 month's time, April of 2025, I'm having my IUD removed from my body and I need to decide, do I want another one shoved back up there, or are we going to leave it as open space for a while? Now listen, I am fully aware that I can have an IUD shoved back up there and then have it removed once we're sure that we are ready to try and have children. However, IUD insertion hurts like a motherfucker, and anybody that says it doesn't is either a man or She-Hulk, because you're lying. So it's this beautiful day. We're having this conversation sitting outside and we decide that no, I am not going to have another IUD placed in, but instead what we're going to do is not try, but not try. We're just gonna see how things happen. We, like many other women, think that there's no way we're gonna get pregnant right away. That would be crazy town. It'll probably take months anyway, and by that time, we will be ready. Well, let me tell you. So it's April now. My IUD gets removed. Surprisingly painless procedure. Thank you for that. IUD gets removed. We are now technically open for business. Not 2 days later, I get a call from a doctor, a different doctor, may I say. It's a general surgeon. Why? Because I need to have my gallbladder removed. I've been having issues with it for a year, and it's finally my turn to get the surgery to have that thing yanked out, just like my IUD just got yanked out. So 2 days after my IUD has been removed, I am now getting my gallbladder removed, and surgery is set for 3 days from that point. We're at home, we're just kind of hanging out, and we are actively not trying, not preventing. So I went ahead and purchased this nice giant box off of Amazon of ovulation tests. Look at all these. There's 100 ovulation tests in here, plus 20 pregnancy tests. Why did I do this? Because the IUD that I had was a hormonal IUD. It was called a Mirena. I believe that Mirena is good for either 7 or 8 years, but my doctor wanted it removed after 5 years. I'm not a doctor. I don't know why. I'm trusting him because honestly, he's a great doctor. 5 years, my Mirena gets removed. Mirena is a hormonal IUD, and for many women, when you get this particular IUD, you no longer have periods. I, lucky enough, was like those women. So I, at this point, have not had a menstrual cycle in 5 years, which is my IUD comes out. He now says you could technically get pregnant at any given time, and sometimes it takes a couple months for your period to come back, but you start ovulating potentially right away. So I buy all of these lovely ovulation tests so I can try and decipher when my period is actually going to start again. So I start using these, and sure enough, after about 2 weeks, see those 2 blue lines, and that's your cue. Okay, you're ovulating. So now I'm thinking, okay, in probably around 2 weeks, I'm gonna get a period, because before the IUD was placed, my periods were always pretty freaking regular. Nobody gets pregnant right away after having their IUD removed. So my stupid ass went out and bought pregnancy tests. There are 50 in here. You know how many I actually ended up using? Maybe 10? Anybody need pregnancy tests? Because now I have 100,000 pregnancy tests and ovulation tests that I'm not going to use. Why? Because we got pregnant right away. My menstrual cycle never restarted. So I'm now 4 months postpartum. I'm breastfeeding, so I'm not dealing with any stuff down there. Besides bleeding that came right after birth, I have not had a period in almost 7 years. This is the best. So back to my story. As you all know at this point, I'm already pregnant, but I don't know that yet. I've taken my stupid little ovulation tests. The 2 little lines came up. I knew that my period should be showing up in 2 weeks. We are currently 7 days DPO. If all of you don't know what DPO means, it's days past ovulation. Any ladies that are trying to get pregnant probably knows what that means, but I know that there's some men that watch this. Also, I'm sorry for all the period talk. Suck it, I guess. I am sitting on my couch. I know that my period should be coming in exactly 7 days, but for some reason, it's like somebody slapped me in the face that day and went, you need to go take one of these immediately, just right now. It's the middle of the day. So, okay, I go upstairs because now I've got this overwhelming urge to take a pregnancy test, and sure enough, I take this pregnancy test. And I sit there, and I'm staring at this test because I swear to God, I see the original line, but then there's just the faintest line, the kind where you kind of have to shift it into certain light to see the line. I'm sitting here staring at this stupid test because I swear to God this is a positive, but it's such a faint positive. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Might I add, this is a day where we're going out tonight because it's my birthday. We go to this beautiful restaurant. I'm obviously weird the entire time because all I can think about is that stupid pregnancy test I took that had the faintest of faint lines. And I know that I have to wait a couple days to take another one to see if it's actually true, because Who the hell gets pregnant right after IUD removal? That's crazy town. So knowing that I need to wait a couple days before I can see if I'm pregnant again, I very obviously go home, and right after dinner, I'm taking another one of these because a few days and a few hours are clearly the same thing. So I take another one of these tests, and sure as shit, I swear I can see that really faint line. It's slightly darker this time, but it's still really faint. And I call my husband upstairs, and I wanted to be that fun little wife that did a cute little pregnancy thing and maybe give him a onesie that says you're gonna be a dad and something cute. But instead, I walked up to him and I threw a freaking test at him and went, tell me that I'm crazy and that there's not 2 lines here. And he looked at it and he goes, there's no way, this is too faint. This is not a true positive. Don't be crazy. Your hormones are all out of whack because you got your IUD removed. You're probably right, but I didn't like that answer. So the next day I go to the store, I get the digital test because all of these are just the strips that show 2 lines. I get the digital one that clearly states pregnant or not pregnant on the screen. That thing comes up clear as day, pregnant. So I go downstairs because my husband's home today, and I literally chuck it at him and I go, here's your proof. What do you think now? Was it the kindest thing to do? Obviously not. I am stressed to the max because even though we've got a house that's got enough bedrooms, we're still not done the renovations. He's not even graduated school yet. I'm just about to go back to work, and I'm already pregnant. How the fuck did that happen? That doesn't happen to people. And the fact that I had some weird feeling that was like, go upstairs, go take that pregnancy test right now, and I did, and I got that stupid faint positive, so you can guess that I took 10 of these every single day following that to make sure that that line got darker every time because I'm crazy and I needed to see that before I had my doctor's appointment. That was just the most whirlwind of a month that I've ever experienced, and I really needed to share that with you because I've been thinking about that every day since it happened, and even though it was crazy and stressful and I didn't enjoy it at the time, now that I think about it, that was fucking awesome. We also have decided that we're gonna stick as a one and done kind of family because we can't afford to have more children. Life is just too expensive. So if you know anybody that needs pregnancy and ovulation tests, these don't expire until August 31st, 2027. So over a year.